Hello YouTube, this is Josh from Paranormal. I'm making a video here today because I got a lot of gripes with some paranormal reality shows. One of the things that's always bugged me most about them, it doesn't turn me off of them. I just, they may actually go into some haunted places, and they do. But I think a lot of the things they put out there as evidence is I don't agree with it personally. Basically is what I'm trying to say. I think one of the most misleading things is whenever they talk about orbs. I hate orbs. I do not accept personally orbs as paranormal evidence at all. And the reason being that is because a lot of times they talk about orbs being luminescent balls of light. Correct me if I'm wrong, but if it's a luminescent ball of light, that means it would carry its own light source, correct? That's just what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of spook lights. And that's what I think they're trying to talk about. Either that or they need to completely reword how they're describing an orb. You can cause orbs. I think if you can recreate it, then it's probably not paranormal. Unless you have to go out of your way to really recreate it. And I'm talking about using scientific methods that are just absolutely mind-boggling in a situation where this stuff probably is not going to take place. Or using, magic devices like invisible loops or invisible string or stuff like that, crap like that. A lot of the, whatever. Before I go rambling on about something else. Back to the orb thing. Like I said, it looks like the coin from the movie Goonies. Anyway. Scatterbrain. Anyway. You can tell where my investigations usually lead to going nuts. And I'll have a video coming up about that. That just reminded me, giving me stuff to talk about. Okay. Orbs are luminescent balls of light. Claim to be. Talk spook lights. The Hornet spook light over on the other side of Missouri somewhere. I've seen what I believe are spook lights before. Just like lights out in the middle of nowhere that have no possible human connections. It's like, why, from little to big. There's a area around here that we investigate that we actually seen what looked like lanterns were being carried out in the middle of nowhere and through the woods. But this is also an area where they claim they see a Civil War platoon at. And back in those days, they would probably be carrying lanterns. And it was heavily wooded area, I'm sure. That's just my problem with that. I don't, since this is all one big theory anyway, I don't completely, just run people down for their belief. I just wish they would reword it. The reason being is, if it was luminescent, it would be brighter, almost possibly even blocking out and totally distorting what the camera is seeing. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. I'm going to turn this little camcorder on. This is a little camcorder. I'm not for sure if I can show that or not. That I got a few years ago. It's okay. it is okay to take around a house. And I'll tell you why. It's not good for out in the middle of nowhere because it has trouble totally illuminating this 12 by 9 room I'm in. And that's with reflective surfaces, not necessarily reflective, but if it bounces off the wall, it'll cause a reflect. You know what I'm talking about. It has less of a, the LEDs on the back have less of a distance to travel. Okay, what I'm talking about here is, if I hit record here, it may not do it. There it is. You see them LEDs right there? Okay. That's really messing up the picture. Well, shit. This is why I don't use, there it is. This is why I don't use this device a whole lot, because it's very inconsistent. But anyway, you see it, you got the point. Shut it off there, because I really don't want to run my batteries down. Go off. See, this is really why I don't, see right there. I should have just left it on. Anyway, those are just 3 small lights to me. Looking through the camera, they are borderline, look like they would be blinding. Okay? This is what, whenever you're seeing through a camera, you're seeing the infrared spectrum. You're seeing the infrared spectrum being picked up. Now, when things are moving across this, of course they're going to look huge, especially if they're just right next to the camera. And if they're being lit up by these 3, actually there's 6 on there. I have no idea why all 6 of them aren't illuminating. If all 6 of them would come on, it actually does highly intensify the night shot on these things. Why isn't this thing going off? There it is. Okay. My point being, something small is being lit up by a very bright object in that light spectrum. If this was a luminescent ball of light and it carried its own light, then you could see it as it travels throughout everything. And as it comes across the camera, I think it would totally zonk out what the camera can see, because a brighter source is distorting that camera. It's already got a bright source on it. With the brightness of it, you wouldn't see it. And plus, as it comes in, you can see just as it starts to come in frame that it starts getting lightened up. And as it's coming across the camera, it gets brighter and brighter. And as it goes away, it starts dimming out. That's why I believe 90% of what they catch is dust and bugs. The other 10% looks a little weird, especially with it, if it would come in and change directions right quick. But, you never know. It could be just a really smaller insect that, but, I give them the benefit of a doubt. I wasn't there. It wasn't my investigation. Whatever. But I'm just saying, I wish they would be more descriptive and honest in their description, I guess. these aren't luminescent balls of light because they obviously don't carry their own light source. But, like I said, this just is my gripe. I can, and like I said, it's all being based off one theory or another. Nothing set in stone. They may be totally right, I may be totally wrong, or vice versa. I'm just saying, I cannot accept something that can be recreated very easily into evidence on investigations that I'm a part of. And I've seen some crazy stuff. But, it's whatever. I plan on doing a video series, just kind of drip feeding little information on my investigation techniques, our group's investigation techniques. One of these days, I'm actually going to get other group members to talk on camera. Every one of them are camera shy, I swear to you. But, that'll be further down the road. Until then, this is Josh from Mike Paranormal, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.